For those of you looking for a PowerBook G3 Kanga 250, I'm selling mine. Here it is. It's on my bed. I just got finished doing the photo shoot for eBay. I'm getting rid of it because I'm trying to pare down my collection. I'm not using these machines. They're just sitting in the closet, not getting enjoyed by anybody. And, you know, I don't need so many of them. So, we're going to take a look at the OmniBook again. I've made some changes to it. And the one that we worked on a while back when we were putting this one together, the parts machine, that's what it was going to be. Well, it turned out to be a good running system. One of my viewers has offered to buy it, and he's already paid me for it, so I've got to do my half and send it out. Apparently this model just is desirable, I guess, because I got what it was worth on an eBay auction, which I'm all right with that. So I ended up buying myself an external floppy drive. It turns out I actually have the correct CD drive for this thing. I just don't have the proper cable. It's it's an oddball SCSI cable that I'm going to have a hard time finding. So I'm not really worried about it right now, though. It's not really a big deal. But what I've done is I've actually brought this down to Windows 3.1. One of the conditions of acquiring this laptop from the previous owner was that I had to format the drive. He wanted me, I mean, I've given him drives too, and I've specifically asked him to format them because they contained, you know, data. We work together, so it's like we see each other every day. So I didn't do anything with this laptop. I just put it in a display case that's where it's been for about a year or two, and so I had to, you know, make good on my promise, and I formatted it. But I didn't bring it back to Windows 95 or even 98. I decided to go a little bit further back in the archives. I moved it back to Windows 3.1. Why Windows 3.1? Well, couple of reasons. I don't have enough Windows 3.1 machines kicking around. I just like the interface. I like the nostalgia and the bugginess and all the problems that Windows 3.1 had. It's also better at running DOS software, DOS games, because it doesn't try to run DOS within a virtual machine or anything stupid like that. Don't take that literally. I didn't literally mean that. What I mean is it runs DOS software in a within real DOS. It's just, there's nothing fancy. It's DOS 622 based was what I installed on it. But anyway, I just figured, what the hell, why not DOS 3? Not only that, it was also the easiest thing to do because I don't have a CD-ROM drive that I can connect to it, and I don't want to take the drive out and put it in something else and then copy cab files, and I don't want to deal with all that right now. So I just put Windows 3.1 on it because I can. So let's fire it up. Now I've got the mouse already ejected, so there will be no boing sound, unfortunately. So we're going to turn it on, and it's instantly on. So this computer was designed to be left in a running state, put to sleep, put in a bag, and that's it. One of the problems with running Windows 3.1 on this is that if I do decide to shut it down, I have to exit to DOS and then do Control-Alt-Delete. There just is no shutting it off. Even if you hold the power key down, it doesn't shut it off. Or maybe it does. Let's see. See if that light goes out. Yeah, it's not shutting off. It just puts it to sleep. There is a reset button on the side, though, which is handy. Now, the other thing I want to mention is, interestingly enough, HP still has all the software or drivers needed to reload this machine correctly. And I'm going to show you what that all looks like here. So we're going to calibrate our mouse. Every time you put it to sleep or shut it down or any of those things, you have to recalibrate the mouse. And you simply recalibrate it, just drag it to the end here, and it will automatically pull the cursor to the end of the screen, or to the corner, or the side of the screen. Then pull it down, and it does the same thing. Now your mouse is calibrated for this entire session. We will never have to do it again unless we interrupt the power source or put it to sleep. So I installed a few applications on it, one of them being Microsoft Word 6.0. Microsoft Word 6.0 is the last version of Office or Word that will run on Windows 3.1. It is the very last version supported. In fact, this was the first version of Office that I was ever exposed to, not only in would have been middle school, but also when I got my first Windows 3.1 machine. It actually had a copy of Word 6 already installed. And this was when Word really started becoming integrated with, or becoming more integral to Windows in the interface. The interface design was comparable to the interfaces used in other Windows applications. It was I want to say it was the first version of Office designed for Windows, and you could also buy Office or Word 6.0 for DOS at the same time. It was all still available. I've never used that version, and I hope I never have to. Okay, so let's see what kind of artwork is. See, so we have file frame picture. Yeah, here we go. Here's some clip art you can see from way back in the day. Now this software dates back to about 1993. So it doesn't show me previews. Oh, there we go. Preview picture. Let's take a look at this old clip art, because this is kind of interesting to me. Anchor, artist. I remember using some of these in some old classwork that I did many years. It would have been over 20 years ago, 23 years ago perhaps. I want to say I used that butterfly for something. Cat. Cityscape. This is old-fashioned Microsoft clip art right here. Look at this crap. Wow. Takes me back. Some of it was color, some of it was black and white. Remember, back in '93, color printers were very luxurious for those who had them. Elephant. You guys can feel free to pause the video at any time if you want to see these in greater detail. I actually am charged with designing a flyer for a charitable event, and I'm thinking of using this laptop to do the job. I'm dead serious. I'm actually considering doing this on this laptop. I think it would be so awesome. It would be unique. Everybody's doing super high-end graphic freaking Photoshop ass crap over designed posters, and I can do something dead simple from an era gone by. And I can use these clip art files free of charge without having to pay any royalties, which is even better. But yeah, I'm thinking about using one of these old machines to do the job. Look at that. Look at all this. They really loaded it up. Nowadays, it's photographs. If you launch, or if you either have or use Office 2016, most of the clip art is actually photographs. So we've really moved beyond the computer-generated graphic files. That's it. We've moved away from that and on to other things, which is sad. I think it's unfortunate, but those clip art files have adorned millions of schools. Kids' school projects, many years ago, and anyway, so that's that in a nutshell. I have a ton of games on here now. I didn't load them into the menu yet. I will be getting to that soon. Let's take a look at the OmniBook software. This is something I just downloaded yesterday from HP. We've got our Card Wizard, which is the software interface for the PCMCIA card slot. And in fact, I've got one right here. This is a flash disk. Now, when I put this into the slot, you'll hear a tone. Okay. It's telling me that the card is not recognized, and it's saying that because the driver simply isn't loaded for this device. And I don't have the driver. I'm going to try to find it, though. It shows up as an unknown device. If I go to Wizard, it says, would you like to identify the card? I say yes, and I select Flash. really the only option I have. And select flash, and it says the driver does not exist. So I got to do something about that. Okay, let's pop that out. There we go, and there we are. Now, the software that controls the mouse is a little unusual, because this mouse is a little unusual. So it has its own control panel. Typically, a mouse will, you can adjust the acceleration or the rate, the ratio of cursor movement to mouse movement to satisfy your own, personal preferences and screen size. This mouse was designed to operate at a fixed speed, and once it's calibrated the first time, or whichever time you're for the session, once it's calibrated, the cursor moves at the exact same rate as the mouse in a 1-to-1 ratio. So you can't really see me moving the mouse, but so when I move the mouse to its absolute limit to the left, the cursor automatically lands on the left-hand margin. If I move it to the right, same thing happens. Same with top and bottom. And that's how it's designed to work. But you can override that by selecting the control panel settings, which is accelerated, and then I just simply open the mouse control panel and I can change the ratio of mouse movement. Let's move it to the fast speed so you can get a really good look at it. And I can't zoom out anymore, can I now? So what's happening here is I'm moving the mouse very little, and that cursor is bouncing from left to right, and I'm moving in a very small, like 1-inch circle. Okay, that's the accelerated mode. For whatever reason, though, the mouse trails option is not allowed. I can't figure that out. I think that's stupid. But anywho, I'm going to select unaccelerated so that it moves as it's intended, and that's that. Okay, now we have a status panel control over here. Now this allows me to enable or disable the status indicator, which is located right here, and the camera is not picking it up, so let's zoom in. Now this little status panel can be adjusted from the BIOS menu, or we can use the Windows driver control panel software that I downloaded. This allows me to show the power status always or never. See, we just dropped the battery icon. Or I can select it so that the battery only shows up when it's low. And right now it's fully charged. Keep keyboard status in panel. Always, never, or when locked. I'm going to select when locked. That way when I hit the caps lock indicator, or the caps lock, it shows up like that. Or num lock. Or scroll lock. Okay. Drive status can be always, never, or when busy. If I hit when busy, it disappears until the drive activates. So if I go to, say, applications, and I launch QBasic, that shows up. So I wonder if any of the basic games are included in here. Let's see. I used to play a game called Snake. Everybody knows Snake. Anyone who's ever owned a Nokia phone knows Snake. But I don't think... No, that's not there. There's nothing there. Anyway. So that's that. Okay, so what else can I show you guys? The volume and mixer. Now, this laptop has an unusual sound system. I've never seen anything quite like this before. It actually does have 2 speakers, but they're not stereo. They're linked together. It's combined left and right into one output, and you've got a speaker located in the body of the laptop, and you've got one located right here behind this vent. You've also got a microphone located right here. We're going to test all that out right now. So to demonstrate how the audio system sounds, we're going to open a very popular MIDI file that anyone who's ever used Windows 3.1 can certainly reminisce and hear and enjoy. I'm going to load the accessories menu and media player, and we're going to take a look at a file called Canyon. It sounds as bad as you might imagine. But again, we don't have any stereo separation, so if I open up the mixer and I set it to right or left, it just lowers the volume a little bit. But it doesn't change anything. It does sound pretty bad. Probably set the clock. Okay. Power management, advanced, standard, or off. I'm going to set that to off. MIDI mapper, video configuration. Oh yes, here's the video control panel, by the way. You can set the resolution to 640 by 480, 800 by 6, or 1024 by 768. The problem is the display is, like most early LCD displays, is only intended to function at one particular resolution, in which case 800 by 600 or Super VGA. 640 by 480 is standard VGA, and 1024 is XGA, yes. So we can run it at a fixed resolution only, which is sad, but that's just how it works. One of the problems I have with this laptop is that it has a video chipset that tries to fill the screen. So if I launch an application in DOS, which is 640 by 480 by default, we end up with a very slightly distorted screen. Let's open up a game that I have enjoyed for over 20 years, and it's called Solitile. Solitile is a game that I've actually encouraged people to download on my channel many times. Solitile is a game that is basically one of those classic time waster games. You can kind of just sit there and just lose yourself in clicking tiles, and it's like solitaire or mahjong. And it's more like mahjong than solitaire. But let's open up Solitile. Now, the cool thing about Solitile is that the gentleman who made this game has ported it to every platform you can think of. I have it on an Android tablet, for example. I've got it on my iPhone, I've got it on my Mac, and I can put it on any of my DOS machines. Anything with a VGA display and at least 1 meg of RAM, this game works. And this is what it looks like. You basically just select the tiles that match, So let's click on this square and this one here. You can buy the game or use it as shareware. I think it's one of the last shareware games I think you can get. Well, that may not be true actually, but one of the last remaining classic shareware games that you can still download. But what I was talking about is this game would normally run in 640 by 480. On a CRT, that's not a problem. It would resize and it will be just fine. But if you look, you'll notice the text is a bit blocky. You know, the pixels are huge because the display is, or the display driver circuitry is automatically expanding the whole thing to fill this display. Now, if I set it to 1024 by 768, you might be wondering what would happen then. I'll show you what happens. I'm going to exit back to DOS. Now, if I go to the video control panel again, and I set the resolution to something insanely high, like 1024 by 768, this is what happens. This is something that many laptops will do if you set them out of range. Older laptops, most modern laptops would scale down or scale up as needed, but it comes up, but it stretches the image out. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It just stretches it right out. So we don't want that. And yeah, so Windows 3.1 install on a Pentium is just insanely fast. Remember, this operating system will run on a 286. The oldest machine I've ever had Windows 3.1 installed and running on was an IBM PS2 Model 30 286 with 1 meg of RAM, and it worked. It actually worked. It had a monochrome monitor too. But yeah, good times. So that's pretty much that. So we know how a DOS game loads. Let's see what else we can do here. I got time to kill. So down to the bottom corner there, that calibrates our mouse. We're going to open up another game. Let's see what else we have here. So yeah, the other laptop has been. I'm going to be packing that up tomorrow. I'll send it out to the gentleman who bought it, and I already got paid for it, which is pretty cool. This is a game called Hot Rod, I think. Street Rod. One thing I want to mention, those of you who are loading DOS games on these older systems, there is no mouse driver built into or active in DOS. You actually have to install one. Just thought I'd point that out. So games that are designed to run within DOS, they will be expecting a proper mouse driver to be preloaded. So I'm going to do a tutorial on how to repair these keyboards. This one's... I can't turn the sound off, can I? I don't know what that did, but... Oh, that mutes the sound. They all do. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Anyway. So yeah, let me get into that real quick. Let's exit real quick. I want to show you sort of what I mean. It's going to come up in a future video. Once I come up with a way that makes this work reliably, then we'll talk about it. Which one's exit? That one, yes. Exit, quit, forget it. There we go. As these keyboards age, they tend to stick a little bit. So if I hit the key slightly off center, see how it's not really depressing very much? But if I hit it straight on, it works okay. Now the solution that I have is to pop the keys off. And I've been experimenting with different types of lubricants to see which one works the best. And I'm still not really sure which one I'm going to continue using, but let me just shut this thing down real quick. Yeah. That's not really shutting it down, but okay. What I'll do is I'll take the key and pop it off. I gotta not use a Phillips screwdriver, but you know, that would help, wouldn't it? But I don't have a suitable one up here. These plunger keys have that problem. So what happens is this plunger, the plastic dries out, it no longer has any natural lubricant left in it. So when the key is depressed, it cocks off a little bit and then it gets stuck. And it's an easy fix. We'll be doing a demonstration on how I fix that at some point. Alright. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys. I know this video ran a little bit long. How far are we into it? 25 minutes? That's not too bad. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of go over some stuff, you know, what happened to the 800CT, what we're going to do with it. And again, if anyone's looking for a Kanga, now's your chance. The auction will be ending in 7 days, and today is March 19th. So by March 27th, it'll be over and done with of 2017. So please don't ask. It's gone. It's on my eBay user account, BB Computer Museum. It's BB Computer Museum is my eBay name. So if anyone's interested, you can do the buy it now for $150. I don't think anyone's going to pay that for it, but you can always bid on it. I'm not giving it away. That's kind of the point. I'm not giving it away. I think the auction's starting at $49 is what I started the auction at. So, all right. Thank you for watching and enjoy. And while we're here, let's take a look at that parts machine. So, like I said, I got it back into a running state. I could not get the, I couldn't find the spring for the PC card door. So that kind of just sort of hangs there. I did repair the mouse. I meant to mention this before, but I never thought to. But the mouse has been completely repaired. What I found is that the fact that it was all split apart inside, I just glued it back together with Loctite gel, super glue. And I'm telling you, there's not one thing I haven't been able to fix with that glue. It is the best. Let's plug it in and fire it up. Here we go. That hard drive has actually proven to be pretty reliable, and it works. But yeah, this one's got 16 megs of RAM rather than the 80 in that one over there. Or where did I put it? I don't know where I put it. Oh yeah, it's over there behind the Kanga. It still has Windows 98 loaded. But yeah, the drive, and you know, it doesn't sound healthy, but it is functional. Got light directly behind me. Nothing I can do about it. So yeah, this mouse actually works quite well. We'll get it calibrated. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this one's not running in. It's running in accelerated mode, so it's a little funky. Let's see if we can change that, just like we did on the other one. So we're going to find the HP control panel stuff, which is here somewhere. Oh, this one doesn't have it. You know what? Why don't I go ahead and try to install it for the new owner? Let's do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to install. Oh, wait a minute! No, I can't, because the software that I have is for Windows 95. This is Windows 98. So never mind. My bad. But I do know that HP does have Windows 98 software, and the new owner can do whatever he pleases with it. See, this keyboard doesn't have the jamminess. Is that even a word? it works, the action is a little bit smoother, but we're going to fix that one so that it works just as good as this one does. Yeah, this keyboard has a nicer feel to it. Definitely. Alright, well I just thought I'd, show how this one runs, and it does. And I think that's all we're going to do here. Shut her down. Yeah. Unfortunately, Windows 3.1 doesn't really shut down the computer, so I got to figure out a solution for that. Okay.